Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. We're going to do our daily technical analysis. It's on uranium. And I think spot price continues to move higher. So it's putting pressure upward. And it's a tailwind for our uranium investments in the mining sector. So let's go in. I'll jump in here, give you my opinion on the sector, and let you know what I think. Again, this is just my financial opinion, guys. Now I've got this, it says 38.70 on this website, but I saw that it was around almost 40 bucks. And we're coming up to this red resistance line. And I think that's kind of the line in the sand. We break through this red resistance line through about $40. We can see a big move higher. This is kind of the last resistance, the last stand for the uranium bears. And I don't know who's the uranium bear out there. But they're obviously, the bulls are coming out and they're slaughtering the bears. And 40 bucks is the last line in the sand before I think this thing's really going to start to move. Could we pause here? Could we go sideways? Potentially, we could. But the momentum is strong. So it's undeniable, the momentum that this sector has right now. Looking at North Shore Global Uranium, the mining ETF, it broke through its high. I mean, again, this is a samurai sword cutting through butter, and it's popped higher. We are contracting a little bit in the candlesticks where the opening and closing price is starting to equal each other. So the momentum is slowing some. We've got the everyone buying it mode with a lot of volume. Is this going to come back and back test? Is it going to roll over a little bit before going higher? That's anyone's guess. I don't know the future. I can tell you that the momentum is slowing a little bit. You can see that the momentum picked up here, and it's starting to slow a little bit. And that slowing could bring us down, a few days or two, back to maybe this high even. But I would say that's a retest before a big move higher. So I wouldn't be afraid if this thing pulls back a little bit over the next couple days, and it might not. The momentum is incredibly strong. So I can't tell you what exactly is going to happen. Technical analysis wise, with the contraction here, I would think that this would pull back a little bit. With the momentum in the uranium price, anyone's call. I'm a holder. I'm not doing anything with my shares. I can tell you that. Here's the North Shore Global Uranium Mining Index. On the big picture view, we've got some massive buying pressure. This is just this week. You can see how it's contracting a little bit. But if the momentum continues, we could blow through this resistance line right here, this uptrend line, and just blow right through it. Time will tell. Time will tell. I don't want to tell you guys anything that is untrue or false, but the momentum is slowing over the past 2 days, but the momentum in uranium is massive. So we're going to see what happens, tomorrow. Now, looking at CCJ, I mean, we came right up. We sold off a little bit. We had that wick at the top, last trading day. And this was the resistance line. Guess what happened? Buyers came in and just blew it right through the resistance line like it was nothing today, and on good volume. So I can sit here and tell you all the technical analysis in the world and tell you that we've got wicks at the top and that the momentum's changing, but buyers are coming in here and they're pushing it to the upside. So my game plan is to do nothing. And if you've been on this channel for a long time, you hear me a lot. The way that you make money is by holding. You don't make money by buying and selling. You make money by holding. And right now, the best thing you can do is just hold. Hold on and just ride it. Ride it higher. Next-gen energy, again, we went through this resistance line. This was like a samurai sword cutting through butter right here. I mean, this thing, massive update. I mean, it was like a rocket ship right off of the supposedly resistance line. And again, no one told Next-gen Energy that this was a resistance line. It just blew right through it. We do have a wick at the top here on a smaller contracted day. That does mean that the momentum is slowing over the past 2 days. The volume is massive. Is this going to come back and do a retest? And does it even matter if you own it? The resistance is all the resistance, I should say, what was resistance is now support. And the path of least resistance is higher, but we could come back. They like to gravitate towards its all-time highs and do kind of a retest. Last kiss goodbye, sometimes is what I call it. It kisses its last all-time high goodbye and then rallies higher. Momentum is strong, so it could continue to rally. Fission, we are seeing the momentum slow a little bit. Opening and closing prices the same. The volume is massive. We broke through this high, samurai sword through butter, baby. It just right through it. Is this going to come back a little bit? Anyone's guess. Paladin Energy, my lord. Look at that. And I like this setup. Check this out, guys. So this is a huge setup. Someone was setting this up, and I can show you how it was. We have a bullish engulfing pattern here. Statistically, it's going to go up, and they kind of add up. Bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, huge bullish engulfing, and this thing ripped higher. The momentum here is massive. Again, I don't think this thing's coming back to this line, guys. This is incredibly strong. Good volume. This pattern here is ridiculous with all these bullish engulfings. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the bottoms, a fifth one here. Wow. That's incredible there. Sky Harbor, bullish engulfing pattern here. Kind of came down, popping higher. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a sellers up here. That's what the wicks are at the top here. We're coming up on these highs. A little bit of sellers. A little bit of stickiness. The volume keeps piling into these things. We could get through it. So that's looking not too bad. This is CanAlaska. You can see we opened higher, closed lower, but it was still an up day. Usually that means the momentum's coming back down a little bit. We could pull back a little bit before moving higher. We've got some sellers up here. Standard Uranium, same thing, some sellers. Got a little bit of a bearish piercing wick at the top. It may pull back a little bit. And when I mean a little bit, it may only be a day or two, and then the buyers step in and just romp it. So we broke this pattern down here. Everything's looking good. Usually what happens is you break the pattern, you kind of pull back a little bit, and then you go and run again. Base load's got a wick at the top. There's some sellers up here. That is a momentum reversal. We still haven't broken the uptrend, though. So if the buyers continue to come in, best course of action is just to hold on. Hold on to this bull. But that looks good. I mean, the momentum is coming back down a little bit. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. UEX is coming up to its highs. It's got a black candlestick, which usually means you have a down day next to it, which we do. Are we going to have another small down day before moving on up? It's anyone's guess, guys. We're running into some selling pressure at the spot for UEXCF at this particular time. You run up, you kind of bounce it into some selling pressure, comes back down, and then we usually head on up, creating a little bowl-shaped pattern. It could be a cup and handle pattern. Little handle here. Could be a very small one. Form Energy Metals, we got the wick at the top, encountering some sellers today. Obviously, it was an up day. This is kind of the all-time high, or 52-week high, I should say. Coming up, and then we might get a little bit of a handle here, go a little bit of sideways action, or the buyers step in and just blow right through it. Pierpoint Uranium looks like it's trying to get through this sticky area through here. Got a little wick at the top. Good volume. Buyers continue to come in. We'll see what this thing does. We might just slice through it. Now, Bannerman, we get up to this area, and it's usually pretty sticky. We came up to it. We opened high and closed lower. The momentum was coming down, but again, the buyers stepped in here and just forced it higher. Good volume. So everything looks good. Still looking good. Deep yellow's coming up to some selling pressure. That's why you see a opening and closing price the same, and an opening price higher than the closing price, but still an up day. That's what the black candlestick is. It means that you're encountering some sellers. There's some sellers up here. We got to exhaust the sellers first before we get through this. Once it gets through it, there's not much resistance above this area. Big volume. Let's see what tomorrow brings us, guys. This is exciting. Forceless Metals, again, we're coming up to some 52-week highs, and there's some sellers up here. That's why the wicks are at the top. There are some sellers. Good volume stepping in. The volume's is increasing in volume. We break through it. We got to get through the sticky area through here. We got to break through. Global Atomic, again, there's a little wick at the top. We had a black candlestick where it opened and closed a little bit lower. We did go above this. We'll call it I think this is an all-time high. Are we going to come back, kiss it goodbye? Maybe, maybe not. Volumes are strong. Goviax opened up high, closed a little lower. We've got some sellers, countering some sellers up here. This is a handle portion of a big cup and handle pattern. And let's see if we can break through it. Let's see what tomorrow brings us. NMF, again, it's encountering some sellers, a black candlestick. Good volume. Volume continues in there. It could continue higher. Boss Energy, again, there's a lot of sellers above this line here at 16 cents. Is it going to gravitate back and touch it one last time? We'll find out. Encore Energy, again, a little bit of sellers up here, a little bit of selling pressure that we're encountering as we're coming on up. Got to get through that sticky portion. UEC looks pretty good. Looks like it finished pretty strong. May continue higher here. So that looks good. Uranium Royalty Corp, it's already doing its 2 little down days. We got a little bit of support. It was resistance, now support. Maybe we're going to touch it and head on higher here. I like buying kind of in these areas here where you break through and then you kind of back test. So that doesn't look too bad. Encore Energy broke through this area, and usually what happens, you break through, you kiss it goodbye. So you might back test and then go. It may not pull all the way back to $1.30 either. And maybe this is all the pullback we get. We'll have to see what the volume comes in here and does. Centrica Energy, here's the breakout. Opened higher, closed a little lower. Momentum could be coming down a little bit. Maybe we have a sell-off day or two before moving higher. Laramie looks pretty strong. We broke through here pretty easily. Had one selling day and is continuing higher. Here's Fission 3.0 Corporation. Again, coming up to its highs here, but it finished really strong. This thing looks incredibly strong. Lots of volume. Looks good. National, this is Gazette coming through its 52-week highs here and coming into some pressure here. Buyers and sellers are equaling each other out. Maybe we come back and kiss it goodbye. Maybe we don't. And then International Consolidated Uranium, it is selling off a little bit by its highs. And maybe we come back a little bit before moving higher. But overall, guys, this looks pretty strong. I think everything looks intact. The momentum in uranium price has been incredibly strong. The stocks, some of them are looking a little bit tired, like they want to pull back a couple days or two. Is that going to be the worst thing in the world? No, it's not. And we are coming up to that $40 price in the uranium spot price. So maybe we pull back a day or two, or if people continue to pile into it, maybe we blow through these resistance areas and kiss it all goodbye, and we continue higher. We'll see what happens over these next couple trading days. It's pretty exciting. I'm holding on. I'm not really doing much of anything. I'm holding on for the long term. And if we get this huge blow off, move early, maybe I put some stuff into a free ride and then wait for it to come back down. But we're not there yet. That's a ways away. That could be 6 months to a couple of years away. We'll have to watch it. We'll have to monitor it. And if you guys are interested in joining me riding this thing higher, just subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.